Lucky enough this morning to be joined by the director of the National Hurricane Center, Michael Brennan. They, of course, been following this thing very closely with all their updates. And Michael, I wanted to start this morning talking about the structure of Francine. It seemed overnight that the storm really got choked off by some dry air, but it seems like maybe it's beginning to organize again right now.
Yeah, you're right, Peyton. Yeah, we saw that dry air sort of pull into the circulation, but just in the last couple hours, you're starting to see some shower and thunderstorm activity redeveloping near the center. We've got the NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft on their way into the center now, give us a better idea of what the structure looks like, where the center is located, what the pressure is, what the wind field looks like. But you have seen that big blossoming of shower and thunderstorm activity off to the northeast, so you're going to see that rainfall moving into portions of southeast Louisiana today. But we're still expecting Francine to go on and become a hurricane later today and tonight, intensify, and then make landfall along the coast of Louisiana during the day tomorrow.
And what are the conditions today? They do look pretty good for this thing to strengthen. What is y'all's latest thinking on how much this storm could strengthen for today?
Well, our forecast brings it up to Category 2 intensity within the next 24 to 36 hours, but there is some possibility we're going to see the upper level winds increase as Francine approaches the coast in the last 12 hours or so. So that could cause the intensity to level off or even go down a little bit. But again, we don't want people to get too focused on the exact intensity because that's just the peak wind speed associated with the storm. The big hazards, the storm surge, the heavy rainfall flooding, even the tropical storm and hurricane force winds, they're going to happen regardless of what the exact intensity looks like or regardless of any small shifts in the track like you mentioned earlier. So, but again, we have those watches and warnings out to cover those hazards and to account for that uncertainty in the forecast.
And the next big update from y'all coming in at 10 o'clock here, I'm assuming by then we will have the data from our 2 hurricane hunters that are flying out there right now.
Yeah, well, we should get the first first fix of the center here from the NOAA hurricane aircraft in the next 20 or 30 minutes, and then we'll have the Air Force in there as well. So we'll be getting data pretty much constantly from them throughout the day today. Have that for the next update at 10.
And here in New Orleans, all people were watching to see exactly where this thing comes on shore. Obviously, the closer it is to New Orleans, the bigger the impacts that we could see in our local area. When I went to bed last night, we had a little bit of a jog to the west, and I know we don't want to focus on the center line, but it matters where that core comes on shore, and it seems like a lot of our high-resolution models this morning may be locking in on the east side of that cone. What are y'all's thoughts on that this morning?
Yeah, we're just about to, we're just at the start of our morning forecast process to run the guidance and look at those track models. So there might be some additional adjustments. We may have to adjust some of the watches and warnings here in the next few hours. But, we do have that hurricane watch and tropical storm warning that goes all the way east to Grand Isle and even inland up into portions of southeast Louisiana. Tropical storm watch for the New Orleans metro area this morning. But again, that does cover the potential, if the track shifts a little farther east, we might have to extend those hurricane warnings a bit farther east. And with the storm moving relatively quickly, you will get some inland penetration of those strong winds with the, I wouldn't be surprised to eventually see tropical storm warnings go up for metropolitan New Orleans later today.
And that is the director of the National Hurricane Center, Michael Brennan. We thank you so much for taking time out of y'all's busy morning. We know y'all be updating us all morning. We're looking forward to that 10 a.m. update. We appreciate it.